What's up, Talk Community? It's your girl, SuPerspective, coming at you live on this beautiful Tuesday morning, noon, or night, just depending on when you're watching this. How's everyone doing? Are we having a groovy time? Did everyone have a safe Halloween? Did you check your candy? Did you check your candy? Did you check it? Did anyone find any hammers in their candy? I know that, I don't know if we're allowed to say drug names on YouTube, but I know that I won't. But I know like certain fun time sticks were like the thing that parents were like super concerned about this Halloween season, which is really interesting. I wonder if anyone's willing to share. Has anyone ever found anything like weird in their candy bucket growing up trick-or-treating, or if you still go trick-or-treating? I think the weirdest thing I've ever found was like other than I found like a have-eaten candy bar once. That was interesting. Yeah. Other than like, you know, like sometimes you get like raisins or like toothbrushes or like floss. Sometimes pennies. Did anyone else get pennies from like the weird old house down the street? No. Is that just a me thing? We didn't go back to that. Wait, who said condoms? Courtney said they found a spider in their kids' candy. That definitely was not the fault of the holder, though. That's really scary, though. Condoms, that is a weird one. I hope they didn't. Anyways, you didn't receive any candy. What do you mean, ask? What do you mean? That makes me sad. You never found anything weird in the bucket? Pennies, toothbrushes. Got an apple once. I think I got apple slices. I wasn't mad about it though, because I like apples. Like I was like, oh, bet. I'm not a big candy person or sweets person in general. So like getting like other little treats that weren't necessarily like factory sweets were kind of cool. So I digged it. But I ended up giving most of my candy to like friends or family because I just don't eat a lot of sugar. It was a trick spider. Oh, okay. Well, you should have specified that earlier. I thought it was like a real spider. I was scared for you, honey boo. But anyways, I hope everyone had a fantastic Halloween. I know I did. I dressed up as Padme Amidala for our studio Halloween party, which was like super awesome. But a lot of the kids thought I was Leia. They technically weren't far off, but definitely not exactly on the money. I will say though, and I say this a lot when I watch like Clone Wars, ayo, like why did they design them like that? Like why are all the women wearing white? That shit's see-through. And also the Clone Wars, I'm not complaining for the record, but the way that they draw the women in the Clone Wars, it makes it really difficult to pay attention to the actual plot, if you catch my drift. Like Ventress will pop up on the screen and I'm like, why is she so fine? Like, why she look like that? Why's her ass like that? Sorry, like why? Okay, cool, we're good. Yeah, and it's funny too because you know that she's fine when Obi-Wan Kenobi's flirting with her, like actively. Like he'll be like, "Oh, too bad, my sweet." Like, why don't you talk to me like that, Obi? What's up? It's wild. But yeah, so I dressed up as Padme Amidala for the first part of my Halloween. And I really liked it, but because it was all white, I had to do extra padding to make sure that like my goods were covered because I was around kids for this party. And you could definitely still see my wedgie. So like that was kind of uncomfortable, but there was nothing I could do about that. But I had to be careful because kids have sticky fingers and we were handing out like candies and like Dorito chips. So they had their little gremlin fingers. And I was like, please don't hug me. Please don't touch me because everyone's going to see where you've been. And this costume it's not well made, but it's also not cheap. So, Courtney said, why is she making me want to turn to the dark side like that? Yeah, like what's up with that? The dark side is very tempting. Ventress, I don't know, man. She's fine in all other like levels. It's like this is so bad, but it's like, have you ever seen that graphic scale where it's like the crazier they are, the hotter they are, like something like that Bernie from How I Met Your Mother. That's what Ventress is like to me. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, I'm such a bad host. I brain farted. Did we have housekeeping? I'm a silly little goose. I forgot to ask. We were on a roll before we were talking. Oh, hi, Michael. No, that's Michael. Everyone say hi, Michael. Anyways, do we have housekeeping?
Yeah, just the week schedule for streaming. Just, you know, we're starting off with Your Lovely Face. Tomorrow will be myself and John. Thursday will be Talk Gaming, and then Friday is tentative.
Tentative. Patreon.
And then, yes, of course, the Patreon.
Yeah, if you guys want to support us, go ahead and subscribe to our Patreon. It's $5 a month. That way we can keep the lights on in the house and feed me, John, and Courtney. Because ramen noodles, they really sit in your stomach like a rock after a while. So I'd like to eat something that's not that. We also don't have a water on right now, so it's just dry ramen. So if you subscribe to our Patreon, we can at least have hot ramen. Like, that'd be nice. You like some rice with your ramen? Me too. A different kind of starch would be nice. But thank you, benevolent Courtney, for coming on mic. That's my bad. That's my faux pas. But I digress. But the second part of my Halloween, we're still talking about Halloween, guys. Come on. I dressed up as a goldfish. And it's funny too, because it's from Spirit Halloween. And you know, like the Spirit Halloween costumes are kind of they're kind of schmexy. So the goldfish costume was advertised as a sexy goldfish. I'm gonna be real with you. There's nothing sexy about it. It's a hoodie dress within the hood is the mouth of the fish. I've worn it for like 5 Halloweens in a row now, and I just think it's hilarious. And it has a little tail and everything. I wore it to work. It's pretty dope. Yeah. Oh goodness. So I went to this is so funny. My friends were like, "Are you going to work on Halloween?" Like, yeah, it's not like a federal holiday. Like, are you guys not going to work? But anyways, so I went to work on Halloween, and again, I work at the casino, and we had a $1 billion, not million, billion with a B, in like 12 zeros, $1 billion lottery jackpot. It was crazy. And it got me thinking, because we were all talking in the office, like, man, like, what will we do with $1 billion? Like, yes, $1 billion. Someone was like, oh, I'd buy my own country. And someone said that they would like pay off all their bills, but like continue to work and like not tell anyone. And I'm on board with that plan. Someone said that they would like fund science, but like dumb science. I mean, dumb to me at least. But I have a question. If you guys won $1 billion, mind you, there is taxes and play fees taken out of it, but still $1 billion. If you won $1 billion, what would you do with that? That is a lot of money for one person, like a lot. And it's they had the drawing for it. I think it was last night, and no one has won yet or has claimed it. So the $1 billion is technically still up for grabs until the next drawing and someone else claims it. Yeah, like that's, I couldn't even fathom what I would do with $1 billion. I think I would just sit there stunned for like 48 hours, like, huh? But John says that they wouldn't work. They'd make nothing but content. That's good though. Some might say that content is work, but it's not really work if you love it. Courtney would buy a house, start your own cult. Wait, John, is this not a cult? Ugh. Hey, what's up, Brendan? Buy exactly 1 big gulp. Diet Dr. Pepper, right? What's up, Brendan? Good to see you, man. Supercomputer day 1. Absolutely, Michael. I agree. I had a friend build my PC. I have no idea what goes on into it, but if I had $1 billion, I'd hire someone to figure it out for me. Would not be a problem. Courtney also said they'd buy a house, a new car, Jumpstart Talk TV. We could have our own company, like with like an indoor office with like desk and stuff, and maybe not HR, but that's one expensive big gulp. With a full studio. I agree. Yeah, no HR, absolutely not. I am HR. Georgie's HR, actually, my dog. He'd be really good at HR. But my family has devised this plan that if we were to ever win the lottery, even just like a straight $1 million, like we just wouldn't tell anyone. We would pay off the house, pay off any upstanding loans or debts, and just continue working. And whatever was left would be investments, stocks, and just trying to build that money. But we wouldn't tell anyone. But it got me thinking too, like, just like hypothetically speaking, like how crazy would it be if you like unknowingly married a billionaire? Like they won the lottery, but they kept it hush hush. They, you know, they went about their lives, and you fall in love with them, you get married, you sign a prenup or whatever, and they're like, hey, I got to tell you this because you're going to start seeing my finances. Don't be shocked. Don't be alarmed. Don't tell anyone, but I'm kind of a billionaire. That sounds like the start to a really good K-drama, right? That sounds really cool. Robes optional, but encouraged. Oh, we still talking about this cult? What color are these robes? Are they purple? Purple looks, they're not purple? What color would they be? Green. That makes sense. But purple's the logo. Nah, whatever. Oh yeah, Courtney. Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and punch that notification bell so that way you can be notified whenever we post new content on this channel. No, but for real, it is super helpful when you guys like, subscribe, comment, share it, punch the notification bell, because it lets us know that you do enjoy this content and that we should start making more of this. But it also kind of alerts other like-minded folks like you guys to be like, hey, this person likes this content. You also might like this content. You know, the algorithm works in very strange ways. And it's nice to have like a big community like this, you know? So whenever you like it, share it, subscribe it, tweet it, whatever, that just brings more friends into our corner. You know, it's just like a fun little party on a Tuesday night. So yeah, make sure you do that. And if you do, just know I'm sending you a big old kiss. You'll get it in 2 to 3 business days. Mwah. Into our cult. Stop calling it a cult. You're gonna scare them away. But it's funny because I think the actual definition of a cult, it's just like any large group with any sort of like belief or common interest. So if you really think about it, a lot of things could be considered a cult, and we just don't call it that. I want that to sink in with everyone. Just let it, think about it. Think about it. Oh my gosh. So I'm assuming everyone else had a very good Halloween. And I'm assuming that everyone knows what they would do with $1 billion, right? I think everyone kind of gave their answers. They were all relatively the same, so I'll take it. Moving on to something not entirely related, but I think is really funny and had me giggling so hard the whole ride home. Can I tell everyone my poop story from the gym? Is that allowed on YouTube? God bless. Okay, so I went to the gym today. I have a rigorous gym schedule. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, sometimes Sundays, depending on what we're doing that week. But Tuesdays is strictly shoulders and triceps. So we weren't like pushing super hard, but like you're still doing like motions and movements, and sometimes you have to engage your core. And my stomach has already been like a little like wonky woo. So I was very excited we weren't doing like cardio or legs, because I definitely would have pooped myself. But still, I was like, let me just be a little bit careful, because I don't want to upset this magnificent vessel of a body that I have. So we're at the gym, we're pushing, we're pulling, we're doing our thing, and it's grumbling a little bit, just a little bit. I was like, boyo, maybe I'll just push through it. Like, it'll be fine. It totally was fine. But we start to get to our last set, and I look at my gym partner and I was like, hey, yo, man, I got to take a deuce. And he was like, nah, like we only got one more set. And I said, no. You don't know who you're talking to. I have to take a massive dookie. But he made me finish the set, and I was like, all right, but while we're doing these tricep curl-ups, I want you to know, if I poop myself on this floor, it will in fact be your fault, because I do not have impulse control. It's fine. But we finished the set. It's fine. It's whatever. And after every time we are done at the gym, like when we're done our workout, we always go to the bathroom to like wash our hands and like, you know, wash up, do whatever it is that we need to do. And so my gym partner's like, hey, do you want to go upstairs or downstairs? Now the upstairs bathrooms, there's like a lot of stalls, but I knew that if I had to take a dookie, I didn't want to be next to other stalls. Like I really just wanted to be left alone, because the bathrooms downstairs are just single stall. Like it's just like the single room, you know. And I was like, downstairs, absolutely 110%. He's like, cool bet. So we're walking there. I get situated, and I noticed that like the top part of the toilet has been taken off. And I was like, oh, like that's weird, but like whatever. Like sometimes, you know, like sometimes you walk into like a bathroom and like the toilet just it looks the way that it does. You know, you can't judge a book by its cover. It's fine. It's whatever. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So like I'm sitting down, I'm doing my thing. I would also just like to say that this poop had hands. It was solid, thank God. But he was like, I'm a fight to come out. Like you like 1, 2, like uppercut, like elbow, like that kind of stuff. But I won, thank God. Or did I? So this is the part that really giggled my goose, the part that really jostled my jimmies and pulled my chain. So I go to flush. Mind you, I already pee-peed and poo-pooed. I just want everyone to know also, every time you poo-poo, it's a pee-pee, but not every time you pee-pee, there's a poo-poo. I digress. My business is already in the bowl. I go to flush. It's not clogged, but it's not flushing. I look in the tank. There's supposed to be water there. There's no water in the freaking tank. Yes, John, I know that's why the lid was off, but here's the thing. There was no maintenance sign. There was no out of order. And I've used that toilet before with no top. There was no chain. There was no water. I left my valuables in the toilet at the gym. That's like the worst place to do it. It's different if it's a gas station or a restaurant or like school, because that's kind of expected. But the gym? Nah, son. The gym is already embarrassing enough. It's already sweaty. It's already stinky. Everyone there already has a complex. I just left my dookie in the toilet. What was I gonna do? I very casually wash my hands of my crimes. I poke my head out to make sure there's not a line, because I heard banging on the door earlier. I'm assuming it was my gym partner. And I go up to my partner and I was like, hey, we gotta go. And I'm laughing, but it's panic. You know, like whenever you have that friend that something bad happens, they're like, oh man, like grandpappy died, and they laugh. That's me with panic and like bad emotions. I just laugh. And they're like, hey yo, like you good? Like, yeah, I'm great, but we need to go like now. So I grab him and I'm like rushing to the exit. He has to stop and buy a protein shake, of course. Why do we have to stop? It's fine. But yeah, so it's probably still there too. I felt really bad, but that was my poop story. I felt so bad. Does anyone else have embarrassing poop stories so I feel better? Please. Where's the weirdest place you've had a poop incident? Mine was the gym. You don't have to, I don't need explicit details because this is still YouTube. But just like, where's...
I could come on live to tell you this poop story.
Yes! I'm ready.
All right. I was probably...
Wait, try to introduce yourself to the class.
What's up, everybody? It's me, John B. I have my voice back. I'm your producer tonight. I am the discombobulated voice that usually pops in.
God?
But I was in high school. I think. Yeah, I had to have been high school. One of the grades before senior. And me and my friends used to do rollerblading, aggressive inline, as the kids said back in the day.
I love that. They're still aggressive.
We'd skate place to place because we had no car. And one day we were in a place that was referred to as the Solutions And that's what they named the gap, that you would jump. Very large, very high gap. Very scary. And it was just like it's just a parking lot, one parking lot, and then like a big drop, and then another parking lot. So you jump from one to the other. And I did it, and I had no coordination back then, so it was very sloppily done, but I did it because I had everything to prove. And then I don't know what happened. Probably it was because this was the first time I ever had Del Taco. It was working its way through my system. For literally the first time I ever had Del Taco. So I stand up after creating landing that amazing jump, and I felt the rumble in my tummy.
Not the rumble in your tummy.
The rumble in my tummy. And I said, oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
No.
There was a dumpster nearby. I said, okay, what I'll do is I'll do it in the dumpster on some trash, so that when it gets dumped, it just all goes together.
Mm-hmm.
I opened the giant metal doors. No dumpster inside. It's just the concrete. It's just the concrete area the dumpsters go in, but they must have taken the giant dumpsters away. Now, keep in mind, before doing this, I did skate around because it's a complex. It's like a medical complex. I tried all the doors, seeing if I can get into the lobby. It was a Sunday. Everything was closed. I couldn't get inside, so I did search for a bathroom before doing this.
Oh, no.
I closed the metal gate behind me.
No!
I copped a squat, wearing my rollerblades still.
Shit's on wheels.
And I had nothing to wipe with. I done. I was finished.
I done.
I said, let's get the fuck out of here.
We gotta go.
My friend, Felipe, who's still very outrageous. I'm not going to say weird, but he's outrageous. He's a great guy. Very, very loyal friend. Very great skater. Probably still a very great skater. Just a very strange kind of guy. He needed to look. He peeked underneath the gate to see what I had done. And he said, did a horse take a shit in there before you? And that is my story.
Oh, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
That was so good. Oh my God. Did a horse take a shit? Oh my God. Well, it looks like 2 out of the 3 talk members told a story. I think we're missing one. I think we're missing one other person to tell a funny hee hee ha ha bathroom story. Everyone say mommy, and let's welcome Courtney in. Woo! Do 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 do. You need like theme music when you come in.
And do like theme music?
Yeah.
Oh my
We should
gosh.
work on that.
I'm still processing
The horse poop.
the horse poop. That's
Oh my God. Hey, yo, Shadi, you live like this?
I think I'm trying to really think really hard about if I have an actual like poop story that's like that.
I mean, you have a kiddo. Has there been like any motherhood poopy stories?
Oh yeah, like my son legit like fucking bombed a Target bathroom.
I'm
and
sorry.
like
What's
he
wrong?
took, and like at this age their shit's not solid yet. He bombed a whole ass diaper that crawled up his entire backside from like the bottom of his cheeks to the top of like practically like half of his back. And I'm in the bathroom like trying to clean him, and I'm like, dear God. And I'm the kind of mom like this. I was a first time mom. I'm a first time mom, so I carry way too much shit in the diaper bag.
Ironic.
And like I'm trying to change him, and there's shit everywhere.
Oh God.
And I'm just
not
like,
in
oh my
Target.
God, I'm like, I need help. I'm doing this by myself. I need assistance. And like the clothes, like I couldn't get to my phone. I was just panicking because
That's
my son literally
funny.
just like, and hit for him, he was getting uncomfy because he's like, okay, I'm covered in something sticky. I don't know what it is. I don't like this. You're trying to pin me to this thing that's like, this Target bathroom has seen better days. Like the child changing table was
Yeah.
like barely hanging on.
Oh my god.
So it was like, that was a whole ass mess. And for me, I'm like, I don't know what to do. It's my first experience with like such violent shit coming out of this. I wish I could say
Tiny
small.
vessel.
It actually wasn't tiny because my son was
Oh.
born like 22 inches long and he was like
Wow.
almost 11 pounds at birth. So he came out already like the size of a 1-year-old. So
That's a Hawaiian
he was not
baby.
yeah, he was very big at birth. So he was not small by any means. So, but it's just the amount of like violent poop. So I'm like trying to do all this, and then finally I just was one of those things where like I figured out to get him clean. It just took a long time, and I felt really sorry
Yeah.
for what I had done or what he had done to that bathroom. But
That is god. Speaking of babies though, side note, at the Halloween party, I got to hold a baby. It was really cute. And I definitely heard the babies like I've heard and felt the gurgle in the belly and then travel. I think it just farted. I don't think they pooped quite yet. But my dad snapped a picture of me holding the baby and be like, "Oh my god," and sent it to my mom. And my mom goes, "Put that baby back." I was like, "Put it back." And I was like, "Damn, shit, you right though." But yeah, good mom. She is. Just out of curiosity, how bad is the lag for chat? Is there any way for us to know that, or can they tell us? How about this?
Probably like a few seconds.
When you get to this part, type 1 in chat. I'm just curious. I just want to know. When you get to this part, type 1 in chat. I'm just curious. Anyways,
Just wants to know.
I just want to know.
Yeah, I think as far as my own poop story goes, I think the worst one for me was just like when you're going on a first date and you get the gurglies and the nervous like the nervous like oh my god.
I have another. Are we done? Are we done with poop stories, or can I? Because I have one now that you said that, and then we can transition into topics.
Perfect. I
So,
would love to hear your poop story.
So, if you guys don't know, your girl has bipolar disorder, and with bipolar disorder, you have to take this medication, and the one that I have is called lithium. I love lithium; it's great, but the thing is, you have to take it with food, like most medicines. But when they say take it with food, with most of the times, they mean like it helps have it process in your system a little bit better. But with lithium, if you don't take food, it's gonna take everything out of the system already with it. So you have to take food, or else you're gonna have the liquids, the liquid poopy doopies. It's like violent and it's really, really bad. So I I was seeing this guy, and he previously like lived down south, and he was like, man, like there are no like Waffle Houses up in Maryland. And I was like, yes there are. He was like, yeah, but they're like an hour away. And I was like, but for us it's like a 5-minute trip. But I digress. So I decided for one of our dates I would take him to Waffle House. So because it was breakfast, I had taken my pill just a little bit before, because I was like, okay, cool, we're gonna get there, we're gonna eat, like it's gonna be fine. It wasn't fine, because by the time I had taken the pill, we had gotten in traffic, we had gotten there, it was a 30-minute wait. It was like a whole thing. So I'd already gone a whole like hour without eating, and it's the first thing in the morning. There's no food in my system. So the lithium was like, watch this though. So every 10 minutes I had to poopy doopy, and it was like, it was, you know, it was aggressive. It was aggressive. I think my date caught on later, but I was like, no, like I'm just like, I'm like super diuretic. I just have to like pee a lot. I was not peeing out of my front. I was peeing out of my back.
No.
It was bad. Still got laid though, but hey.
Oh, jeez. Oh my goodness.
It was, yeah. It looks like the one is pretty. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask, like, for those of you in chat, feel free to answer as well. At what stage in the dating do you feel most comfortable pooping in front of your date? Or like not like pooping in front of them. I mean, unless you want to poop in front of them, but like with consent, of course. But like, just at what point do you feel comfortable being like, "Hey, I have to poop," or like, you know, or when you feel most comfortable being able to openly admit, like, "Hey, I have to drop the kids off at the pool."
That's what my dad says.
Like, I want to know. Like, some people, I want to know people's comfort levels.
For me, I think. Well, I'm weird because I ripped that Band-Aid and like straight off. I'm just like, I have to poop because it's me. But with this particular person that I took to the Waffle House, like I really, really liked them. Like I was so infatuated with them. It was my first time like on a dating app. So like it wasn't someone that I knew like previously.
Sure.
It was like fresh off the boat kind of deal. Like I'd never met this person before and I was really, really infatuated with them. So I don't think it was until like a couple months later that I was like, I have to like use a little ladies' room. Like, don't follow me. Also, leave the fan on. Wait an hour. Thank you so much.
Play some loud music.
Yeah.
Watch a TV show real loud.
Oh God. Michael says day one. Good for you, buddy. And knowing you, I believe it.
That confidence though.
He just let your date know right away. I got a shit. And then
you know what though? I'm the type of person I would like respect that.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody poops.
Yeah.
Everybody poops. Everybody has to. Everyone does. You all gotta. It's a healthy, normal part of life. So I'm definitely more of the kind of person that like, if you're honest with me, I want to know so that way I'm not like trudging into the bathroom after you realizing you just bombed the crap out of that bathroom. And then, but thankfully I'm the kind of person, I plan ahead. Every time I travel, I bring drops.
Yeah.
With me, the really like the authentic like Japanese one that it literally just takes one drop and that bowl is ready for anything you plan to do to it. So
yeah, I bring wet wipes with me. I'm a wet kind of girl. But that's only if like if it was like a Tinder or like a Hinge date. If I know you already, you get what you get, man. I'm sorry.
Okay, Ascani, that's fine too. It's all about everybody's comfort level. I'm just interested to see because some people like Michael, ready day one. Yo, we just had this restaurant. I gotta take a mad shit right now, but please wait.
Those kids in the pool. Absolutely dominating.
I'm gonna yeet them real hard into the pool. I'll be right back, and we'll continue our dinner and conversation. Please hold. But also, like, yeah, you can easily take months where you just pretend that you don't poop at all in your life. That's fine too.
Sometimes when I'm at work and I get really frustrated, I just go, I gotta take a shit, and then I just get up from my desk and go like hide in the bathroom.
It be like that though. Like sometimes you just need alone time and a minute to yourself, or 10 minutes to yourself,
or 30.
on company, or 30 on company dime. You know, it's.
I love that. But speaking of work, so because I work in social media, and oddly enough, thank God though, I get paid to literally scroll. Like if I have downtime, I'm scrolling to find like my next idea, the next trend, something that we could be doing that we're not. I'm always looking. But I'm gonna be Courtney. I'm gonna be so real with you right now. I'm ready. Like, no joke, not gonna lie. As much as I love my job, but the amount of social media that I consume has been like absolutely wrecking my self-esteem.
I believe it.
May I share?
Please.
Girl, everyone sit down, this girl talk. So like,
get ready.
So because I work in a casino and it's a lot of like adult life entertainment, right? And what comes with that, it's like a lot of like models, influencers, really pretty ladies, resort stays, things of that nature. And so anytime that I'm scrolling through those hashtags, looking at our competitors, like I see a lot of like really pretty ladies, which is awesome. And I also work with a very like attractive group of talent. Anytime we have events or concerts, even like all of our servers on the floor, like they all go through some type of screening, and they go through like training for like social media and like posing stuff. It's really awesome. But like I'll scroll and I'll look at him, and like even though like I know some of it's edited, it's posed, it's not real, it's staged or whatever, like I can't help but be like, damn, like I do not look like that, like at all. Like I don't have like the eyes for that, the skin tone for that, the hair for that, the fashion sense for that, the figure. And like that shit fucking hurts. And I was just like vibing with like one of my guy friends the other night, just chilling. It really wasn't like a big deal. And this girl popped up on my TikTok, and she was a very beautiful, voluptuous woman. And like, she definitely was unfiltered. But I was like, damn, like Shotty is a baddie. And my friend was like, smash or pass. And I was like, yeah, smash. And then he answered, he was like, yeah, smash. And I had to like stop for a second. And I was like, even though this person is totally entitled to their opinion, which is totally fine. Like we were just playing a friendly, silly game. This is not the first time we've done it. I was just like, why does that hurt my feelings? Because I don't look like that person on the screen. Like I don't think I'm ugly or anything, but like that's definitely like a different type of like attractive that a lot of people are into, but I don't look like that. And so I spent the whole night like,
yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they have every right to like whatever they like, you know, and say whatever they want. They were like nice about it. Like we were just chilling. But in the back of my head, I was like, okay, but like, what about me though? Like, I don't look like that. I don't have a butt like that. I don't have a face like that. Like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why not me though?
Yeah. I don't look like that.
Yeah. And you know, the hardest part about with social media is it's aimed to do that. And it's aimed to make you feel that way so that one, you spend money in attempts to look that way, or you just completely destroy yourself in the process of trying to look that way, or it just gives you a complex to spend money on medication to help you feel better about not looking that way.
It's like, damn. And then like it's even worse because like, and we can touch up on this topic a little bit more later in the conversation, but I'm just gonna throw it out there for now. A lot of the women that I see, and again, there's nothing wrong with it, but a lot of the women that I see are like the Western ideas of beauty. Like they're white, blonde hair, blue-eyed. And then I look in the mirror and I got that caramel skin and them golden brown eyes and them curly hair. And like, that's hot too, but that's not what's represented a lot of time in mainstream media. Even like growing up, I was like, I'm butt fuck ugly, but I wasn't. I was just being shown different types of beauty. So obviously I associated that and then me, and I was like, something's not connecting, you know?
And that's hard too, because it doesn't help us bolster friendliness amongst our own like gender.
Right.
It makes us very competitive with each other. It makes us jealous of each other. It makes us combative with each other because we start to pinpoint, like, I'll be real too. Like, a lot of times the people you see in those pictures don't even look like that in real life. It's a lot of editing. It's a lot of filtering. It's a lot of posing. Like I was like, me and Sue were having this conversation, like even my own pictures, fam. I am just really good at how I present myself. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that I'm lying all the damn time, but I know how to present my best foot forward. Yes. If that makes sense. I know how to present my best version of myself.
And everyone has a not so good side.
And some of us are just better at presenting that forefront instead of the full reality of who we are. Yeah. And the sad part about it is, you know, it doesn't encourage, like, I guarantee you, for every person who's looking at these photos going, damn, I wish I looked like that, there's still another person who's like, damn, that's my own photo and I hate myself for it.
Literally. It's so bad. when I would do like influencer events for work, like I will see these girls take thousands of pictures and then take thousands more because they're like, I hate them. Like, I don't like the way I look. But then when we look at them, we're like, but you look great. You look gorgeous. But not in their eyes, because again, they're in their own cycle of whatever they see in the media.
Yep. They're for them. It's my nose isn't contoured enough. My cheekbones aren't prominent enough. My boobs ain't boobying enough. You know, like
Right.
I'll be honest. I'm the kind of person, like, I am not as busty as I would like to be, and I struggle. I mean, I've been very honest about this from the very beginning. I struggle very hard with self-image issues, and I know a lot of that stems from growing up and not feeling enough. But also, I know a lot of it also stems from I put too much stock into what I see because I want that for myself. And it's really tough when I'm like, I know, you know, I should be very proud of the body I have. And I'm getting there. I am way better off mentally than I was like even 10 years ago.
Right.
But, you know, with anything, there are days where I'll look at a picture and be like, damn, I wish my boobs looked like that. I wish my boobs were that big, because, you know, media will post things like the first thing studies show the first thing men see that they find attractive is big boobs. And then here I am sitting with not big boobs, and I'm like, damn, am I not attractive then?
Right. It's like, hey, yo, wait a minute. What about the rest of us in corner B?
Right.
Or C?
Right. The rest of us that are not having a titty day where the titties be tittying. Like, we what about us? And I feel that so strongly, and it's hard because then you have, you know, friends or partners who try to encourage you, and then they're like, you know, but I like how you look. I think you're beautiful. I love your body. And the shitty part is like, they are not lying. They're being completely honest with how they view you, but still, for us,
it's like, okay, yeah, but you're not like the thousands of other people on the internet.
Right?
I want their validation, even though I have no idea who they are, and they have like no consequences to my life. Like, the fuck?
Exactly. And it's really shitty how strong of a hold social media and society has over the standard of beauty and the way things are portrayed and how things look. And it starts even from like a really young age, like in the very beginning with Disney princesses. We only had who do we have as our original
Jasmine?
As our original OG Disney princess? Even before Jasmine. Before Jasmine,
like
there was
OG Cinderella, Snow White, and Aurora.
And Aurora. Go ahead.
You already know what I was gonna say. I just have to pause real fast. Hi, Jack. Hi, Jack in the chat. Thank you so much for the compliment.
Yes.
Okay, Courtney, go ahead.
Welcome in, Jack. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. But what about the rest of the billion?
Well, what about if I get Jack's approval, like I'm good. I'm set. I'm square. Don't ever look at other women. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't ever say another woman is beautiful inside and out.
There's that competitive nature that we were talking about, because it's like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I like people. I like the men's and the women's. So like, if I'm in a relationship, I'll be like, yo, my hall pass is like Logic or like some other like don't judge my taste in men. Listen,
never.
Or like some other like celebrity, like something out of range. So like, everyone's entitled to like whatever they want as long as there's like a consent and a boundary. But then the second like my friend or a partner's like, oh well, mine is like Marco Robbio. Who? What'd you say? It should have been Sue Kim that came out of your mouth, and it wasn't. So we're gonna try that one more time, honey. You know, it's like, they're totally valid, but it's that competitive nature. Everyone's being pinned up against each other, and it's awful. It's
exhausting.
It's so bad. I had an ex. Granted, he was totally in the wrong for this. Like, bad. But he would like compare me to like my friends and like other people that he saw on the internet and be like, oh, like I like this about them, or like, you don't look like this. And like, that definitely really festered that unhealthy, like, like competitive nature and also being like, oh, like you can't like anyone that's like not me, like, which is not really fair.
No, that's a very toxic mindset, and it's very, that's horrible.
It's so bad. And I went around for like most of my college career like not liking a lot of like my female friends because he said that, and I was like, wait, but like they were totally fine until this motherfucker entered the room. Like, what the fuck?
Yep, that's manipulative as all hell. Also, hi Dasher. I'm pretty sure that I'm remembering that is your actual government issue name, but I remember that. I'm pretty sure that's Dasher. Hi, Dasher.
The way you said it though made it sound really weird. Your government issued name.
Well, because I mean,
yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You're sexy. You're hot.
Not technically your government issue name. Your parentally issued name. I mean, most people say. I mean, you're legal. Yeah, that the thing that shows up on your ID. Hi, Irony, welcome in.
You're right. Go ahead.
But no, that mentality, all of those like little things right there, is how we keep getting stuck in this mindset of enough is never enough. We're not beautiful enough. We're not pretty enough. We're not busty enough. And then just like that's it's constant. And the fact that, and you said, you gave a perfect example right there too, because you said it made you not want to be around your own friends who had done nothing wrong except
they just
exist. Yep, they were just being. And that man, not even man, that boy
was like, I like the way your friend looks like that, or like, ooh, look at this Instagram model, and look at this, that, and the third. Sir, I'm right here. I have feelings.
I have emotions, and they're bottling up inside me. Thank you very much for just making things worse. And and the really shitty part too is that stuff, that's trauma, and that stuff stays with you. Like, you don't realize it too. Like, even if you heal even a little bit from it, it'll still be a little bit there at the back of your mind.
Right. Have you ever, like, as a woman of color, have you ever gotten this where they're like, ooh, like, I've never dated someone like you that like looks like you. Like, I normally date like, and they describe the complete opposite of you. I used to get that, and sometimes I still do get that all the time. And it, again, enforces that like competitive nature, but then it makes me feel bad about the way I look, because they're like, oh, like I've never tried this before. Okay, why you never tried it before? It's because you used to think I was ugly, but now I'm like an option. Like, I don't understand. Like, why are you saying this to me? What?
Yeah, I'm very lucky that because I live in Hawaii and growing up here, thankfully I didn't have that too much, because the people who have that kind of mentality were not generally interested in me. so to be fair, I was never, and plus too, okay, I'll be real with y'all, fam. Your girl was not very cute growing up. I had more guy friends, and I would go through these phases of being very chubby, and then I would grow and then stretch out a little bit, and then get really chubby again, and then stretch out again. So I was very much an accordion growing up, and very awkward and very tomboy in my interests. And so a lot of times my guy friends found me endearing but not desirable. And so it was one of those things where it was probably another big hit to my self-esteem, because I didn't look like my friends that my guy friends kept asking me to hook them up with. And my mom was very strict with how I presented myself and my body. Yeah. And so I didn't dress the way that, the boys found attractive at my school. And so it was one of those things where while the girls were wearing the tube tops and the low rise jeans, your girl was wearing Paul Frank. No, was it Paul Frank? No, it was the what is the ones with like the stupid bunny like the one that would be insulting and stuff.
I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
so I would be wearing those graphic tees that was like saying like aggressive things about wanting to hit somebody in the face,
Right.
and then baggy cargo pants,
I
which were
love it.
definitely more for boys than they were for girls, but I liked them because of all the freaking pockets and the fact that I
Pockets.
could go from sport mode to like nice mode
to business
and shorts
mode.
to business mode. Thank you.
Casual.
So it's just
It's rough.
it was rough until finally like 8th grade came around and I had stretched out and I had but I had glasses, but your girl finally kind of lanked out a little bit enough that boys were like, "Oh, that's a girl."
Oh God. Yeah.
She's a girl. She likes the same things I like. Okay, maybe we'll try. And so like
Maybe.
at that point, Mom, I hope you never watch this video. I would sneak clothes
Yes.
to middle school.
Yes.
And so the clothes I was wearing to start the morning was not the clothes I went through the school day
Nope.
in.
Strict parents make sneaky kids.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, she would sneak out and wear the clothing that was finally show a little bit of the fact that your girl was curvy and had a big butt considering she was short.
Voluptuous.
So I was like trying. Granted, I still had no boobs. But you know what? We work with what we got.
Yeah.
But like the fact that you have that we have to do that because we're so ingrained to believe that the only way we'll be desirable
Yeah.
is to conform to these things, and
It's exhausting. And like it's really rough to like do the roller coaster where like you're on top of the world. You're like, yeah, like I'm sexy, I'm gorgeous. And then the next thing you know, you're at the bottom of that roller coaster, like I'm ugly piece of shit. And
nobody wants me.
nobody wants me, nobody loves me, even though you have like 1,000 people in your corner. And I remember this is so bad. This is my own toxic trait, but like I'll do it. I'll say it. Fuck it. Whatever. This is my show. I'll do what I want.
Yeah.
I'm definitely the kind of person like, listen, I love to hype people up, but I definitely like whenever I'm scrolling on TikTok and I see like a woman that I definitely like find attractive, but I'm also like, I feel like this person would find them attractive, and this person that I'm like very much interested in, I'll show it to them to see what their reaction is, just to hurt my own fucking feelings, because in the back of my brain it's trying to validate that like, yeah, like you're not pretty, you're not what they're looking for, like this, that, and the third, because we're automatically conditioned to like think that way. And I'm actively trying to like not do that and to like ignore that and be like, no, stop, like that is a self-destructive tendency and trait. But then I remember, oh, this is so bad. This is so sad. I remember growing up, I grew up in a like predominantly like white area, in contrast to like your very diverse like background over in Hawaii. Hawaii. Is that right?
Hawaii. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love it when you say it. Anyways. But yeah, I grew up in a very like white dominated space, and a lot of what I see on TV is very like white dominated. And I remember like growing up with my curly frizzy hair and my dark skin, and like the way that my eyes looked, they weren't blue, they were brown and a little bit squinty growing up, and just thinking like I'm never gonna be loved by anyone that like I deem attractive, or like I'm not going to be perceived as attractive. So like growing up all throughout middle school and high school, like I don't think I was frumpy looking, but I definitely had a very low self-esteem, which led me in very like bad places where anytime I got any kind of like attention or like forms of admiration, I would just cling to it. And that's not a good thing, like at all, because love bombing is a real thing. And then it fostered very poor ideas of what self-esteem was. And so I had to refigure out all of that in my early 20s. I had to start from the ground up. Like, what is a healthy self-esteem? How do I make that for myself? Where do I find that? And then how can I have a healthy relationship with everyone else around me? Yeah, I had something else about it to say. I lost it.
It'll come back to you. So I'll backpack onto what you're saying, considering that I spent most of my life struggling with my own self-esteem. And like you said, you find self-destructive ways. And, for me, as a kid, I would try to play it off with humor, right? laugh it off and make jokes of it yourself. Call yourself
Right. Flat chested, this, that, and the third. Yeah.
4 eyes, ugly. Like you would make your own jokes, because then hopefully when somebody else holds that standard against you, it hurts less.
Right. Because it's like, I already said it out loud. Like, the fuck else you gonna do about it? I already said it. Everyone was thinking it.
Right. But what you don't realize is when you say it to yourself, that roots itself and hurts you even more than the people who say it, because at the end of the day, you only have yourself.
You have to live with yourself.
You have to live with yourself, and you speak those things into existence.
Yeah.
And if you talk negatively to yourself about yourself, you will continue to believe that.
Yeah.
And the hard part is you manifest that and make that a reality within yourself. Nothing anybody says, good or otherwise, will make any kind of difference. And I'm learning that. I am 31 years old, and I am still having that battle. Like, granted, I'm much further along than where I started, but hey, I still have days where I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I hate what I see. And the hard thing is, I'm not the kind of person who tends to say hate, because I firmly believe hate is such a strong word, and there's so much negative power within the word hate that I try to actively avoid saying it. But there are days where I'll wake up and I'll look at myself and I'm like, nope, don't like that.
Yeah.
Hate that. Nope. Hate all of that. Don't love anything about that. And the hard part is the moment you say that to yourself about yourself, it's harder to come back from and harder to build better for it. And and we deserve, guys, we're all human.
Yeah, everyone deserves a break a little.
We all deserve a break. We've been through enough already, fam.
Bro.
We've been through a pandemic, a pandemonium.
Panorama.
Panic at the Disco, if you will.
It's more like Panic at the Disco. But yes,
right? It's been a lot, and we're already going through so much shit on the daily basis that we don't need to be berating ourselves and hurting ourselves more.
It's so bad.
It's bad. And then the fact that, and ultimately, we cannot change what social media portrays. We cannot change what society deems as attractive, appealing, sexy, beautiful. We can't. No. And ultimately, I think the moral of us having this conversation is we have to try to hopefully influence and be the change we expect to see by posting the things we want to see, to being open, having the open dialogue and conversation, finally getting more representation. Like, I'm finally, like, we're finally seeing more representation in ads. Yeah. It's very, granted, it's not nearly enough yet.
No, but we're getting there.
At least we're making steps, and we're trying to make strides when it comes to advertising for clothing. Like, fam, your girl's body type is not the norm. I have like a small upper here, small here, big waist.
It's not very Abercrombie and Finch of you, Courtney.
No, it's very not. Like, your girl has thick thighs that like
save lives.
End them most days, but what? but then I have like very slim calves. So it's like buying clothes is like trying to.
It's hard.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
So, but
even
hopefully,
like Barbies now all have different body types. You want to hear something really cute now that because we're talking about representation. So this is such a side canon, but it's really cute. So my mom growing up, my mom's a gorgeous Black woman from Alabama. Important context for the story. So growing up, obviously, like, Black Barbies were not a thing. So she grew up like getting white Barbie dolls, and they'd have to like color them in. And it wasn't until like way later, when she was in the military and she met my dad, she had mentioned that she never had a Black Barbie doll growing up. She never had like even like a quality Barbie doll. She couldn't afford it. And Black Barbie dolls were not a thing. And one Christmas, my dad bought my mom her first Black Barbie doll, and she still has it on display.
I'm going to fucking cry.
I'm also gonna cry. It's so sweet.
Also, context, fam. So, I don't know if you can tell from the beauty that is Sue. She is a mixed baby. She is mixed.
I can't pick a side, so I picked both.
She's a beautiful mixed baby. So I would like to point out that the beauty of her parents' relationship is amazing, and also the fact that her mom is a beautiful, strong Black woman, and her dad is a wonderfully just sweet, affectionate Korean man.
He's so sweet.
He is the sweetest. Like, all the stories I hear He is the sweetest Korean man, and I've never met him. Like
He's so
really,
sweet.
he's popped his head in once, like prior to stream, and like waved. Not at us, waved at Sue, but we took it as he was waving at us too. I took it as a wave. I don't care. But just the dynamic and the pairing is beautiful, and it's just
That's so cute. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Courtney. Thanks for that. But like again, with the representation and growing up, like it's hard. One, just like being a minority in a space that is not catered to you, but being a super minority where in any community, like a lot of that stuff isn't catered to you, and you have to like find little pockets for that. And I'm sure you can relate to that.
Oh, yeah.
And then it makes it harder to again find representation, and especially in social media, to be like, am I pretty? Am I worth effort and love and attention? So it's really nice to start like seeing kids now start to grow up with a better representation and a better idea of like beauty comes in a bunch of different forms and values and colors. But it's nice now, like even as like a young adult, to see that and see that even just in advertisements. I see advertisements that have like mixed families, and I'm like, that's so important. Like because like you grow
inclusivity.
It's so important. Because again, like you said, like who can really deem what is attractive and like culturally like I guess the norm or whatever, when there's so many different norms.
Oh yeah, and the fact of the matter too, folks, there are so much like mixing going around. Like it's really you're gonna get more mixed people. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. We just be intermingling out here. That is just it is what it is. Like for me, like I am Hawaiian and a whole bunch of different kinds of Asian. I'm Chinese, Japanese, Okinawan, Filipino, Korean. Like
I love that for you. I have right. I'm such a menagerie of things, but I also have Caucasian in me. I've different like very tiny bits of European scattered throughout within me. So like it's hard because like I can't figure out where to really fully identify. Yeah.
Like because if you look at it, the standard of beauty for any of those ethnicities, I don't tend to fall in.
Yes.
Because with Asian standards of beauty, I am too big. I am too big. I am too curvy.
Dark.
I'm too dark.
Yeah, it's like dang, okay.
Right? I'm too dark. And that's funny considering I'm tan at best, but I am not nearly as brown as I used to be.
Hot.
So it's one of those things where I'm too dark for Asian standards of beauty. However, I'm too light skinned for Polynesian standards of beauty.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, okay.
Like I don't have the build either for what the Hawaiian standard of beauty is either. So it's like, where do I fit? And then of course I definitely don't fit any of the Western standards of beauty.
Oh my God. Don't even get started.
It's like, where do I fit?
Speaking of Western standards of beauty, because that's where honestly a lot of my social media lies. I love the TikToks that are, oh my God. So let me preface. So I'm 24, important context for the story. And I'm now, I'll be real with y'all. My body's starting to like do that thing, you know, Courtney, you know, when you start to reach your mid 20s and your body starts to like, I'm trying to think of like nice ways to put it, but it's changing.
Yes.
My body's changing. My metabolism's slowing down. The stretch marks happen a lot more easily. I eat a cheeseburger and I gain like 3 pounds in that just by looking at it. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's parts of my boobs and my vagugu that do things that I did not know that they did. Yeah.
Also, time out for a second. Folks in the chat, we do see you. Thank you, everyone who's been saying really, really nice things. Like, you know, Dasher calling you super attractive. Red Lewis, welcome on in. We see you. Thank you so much for being here. Snowy saying hi to us and calling us two beautiful women.
Oh yeah, we stop. So we do see you. It's just with how YouTube works, it's hard to stop and start a conversation, because when you guys watch this VOD later, it's not going to make sense.
No.
So we're just trying to keep that consistency. But John's here. You can talk to John.
Talk to John. That way it'll help him feel like it's still his show, even though it's not.
Fuck. But yeah.
But also, John, thank you for letting me fit in your standard of beauty. I appreciate that.
You're sweet. But yeah, I'm definitely getting thick, John. But I'm also getting thick in places I did not know was possible. I'm gonna be real with you, because like I love watching the TikToks where it's like, get ready with me. I wake up at 6 and do yoga, and I eat yogurt, and it's like, cool. If I do that, I'm gonna pull something, and my stomach's still gonna have a little pooch. Like I remember, like maybe like a couple years ago, like I could suck in and be like completely flat. It was fine. But now I suck in and it's still there. But I have to remind myself that my organs are there.
Yes.
My organs are doing things. And like again, with the social media, like I see people my age, they're like, tummy flat, butt out, tits out. And I'm like, how?
Why?
Why is your body not doing the metamorphosis like mine is?
Dude. I'd like to point out too. Wait till you hit 30.
Shut the fuck up.
I wish I could say it gets better, but it gets worse. And it gets harder, and things hurt more frequently when you just wake up in the morning. Like I literally just woke up and I'm like, oh, that why does that hurt like that?
No, stop. I don't like that idea.
It's not cute. And then like there are mornings where you like wake up and you're like, ooh, okay, body, look at you doing the thing. And then like 10 minutes later, your body's like, just joking.
It's the period cycle too that really fucks it up, because I'm about to start my period, so I can tell my body's preparing for it by adding more fluff, and I'm like, stop, this is not how this works. No, I don't like it.
You're ruining my plans.
Yeah,
madam. Madam, we have things to do.
We have things to do, people to see, men to seduce. Hey, Jack, like, stop.
Anyways, yeah, it just, and oh my gosh, I'd also like to point out, like, I get some of these like really random TikToks where they're like, oh my gosh, I had the most amazing breath this morning, like they're like just talking about how easy their day was. And it's like, I really communed with nature today. And, I just got so full off of the energy. I'm like,
shut up. Fuck you.
Right?
Right.
Bitch.
And again, there's that competitive nature. Sure, there's struggle in those girls' lives that we don't know about. Yes. But like obviously they'll be like, here's what I eat in a day, and it's like, if I ate that, I would bloat and shit myself. But then here you are. But then also like, I don't know what your life is like. I don't know like why you need to consume those calories and this, that, and the third. But I'm sure they probably look at like my Instagram. And I'm like, I had a cheeseburger and I had the biggest shit, and they're probably like, I wish I could do that. Like I wish that could be me.
Yep. You know. And that's just the really hard reality, is that no matter what, and no matter what everyone's struggle is, because just the way social media works, we're never going to get to fully enjoy that moment of like, oh my gosh, this person's a real human being, because that's not what we see on social media. That's not what the algorithm pushes to the forefront.
I hate it. Everything hurts.
All right, everything hurts. I'm getting crampy just thinking about it.
Wait, but here I just thought of something. I'm a genius. But then there's the opposite side of the spectrum, Courtney. We're like, so I posted. Do you know what a ring girl is for like boxing?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know what a ring girl is, it's like the girl that goes in the ring. They're like round 1, round 2, and they're generally like very like
scantily dressed. Yes.
Scantily dressed, like happy. They look happy to be there, like all dolled up. So I took a picture of these ring girls for work and I posted it on social media, and it got pretty good engagement. But of course, this one dumb motherfucker had to be like, how dare you just sound like that? Like just like being really negative about it and being like negative about their bodies and how they chose to like present themselves. First off, they were asked to be here, and if they wanted to say no, they were more than welcome to say no. Like they're not.
They're getting paid.
They're getting paid to be here. Like it was so cute too because I was watching them. She literally did her thing and went and bought chicken nuggets for her girls and came back. Like
that's a real one,
right? She was having a time, and when I asked to take their picture, I was like, "You guys look absolutely gorgeous. I'd love to take a picture." They were so like happy to do it. Like they were, like they weren't mean about it. They were just like doing their jobs. They were just like nice ladies. And here you are in the comments being mean about it. It's like we can't win either way. It's like we either don't show you what we want or what you want, and you're all up in my grill about it, or we do show you what we want, and you're up in my grill in it in a bad way. Like I don't. Pick a struggle.
It's really it's definitely like a rock and a hard place. There's literally no winning on any side, and that's the hard part. How do we combat that? And the thing is like at some point I realized too, like I have to pick my battles when it comes to social media. Like I have moments every day where I see something that triggers even the slightest little response out of me, and I'm like, okay. Do I get into this argument with this random person on the internet? That's probably not going to help me or them or help anything in either way. Or do I think happy thoughts and just remember that they're probably very miserable and keep stepping?
It's just... there are some days, I don't know if you can really say this, Courtney, but there are just some days where I just want to run away to like Europe and live in a cottage and be like the village witch and like just not talk to anyone. Like y'all stress me out.
I literally have days where I think to myself, I'm like, hey, would I be able to survive not having a phone, not having social media?
Too.
But then I realize, no, I'd be on it too much. Even just playing video games and like... And like there are days where I can go a full maybe hour or so of not checking any social media, which is fine. That's not bad. But then I end up realizing like I'm so fucking invested and addicted to other people's like
we want
updates.
To know all the time.
I want to know. I'm nosy as shit. I want to know how is your day. I want to know what you're doing. I want to know what you're looking at. I want to know if you're thinking about me. I don't know. Like just
that one. Sometimes I'd be posting stories just to see who's gonna, watch it first. But anyways, that's my toxic trait. But for our viewers and our friends at home, like, fuck, hold on. I had it and then I lost it. But our friends and our viewers at home, what's your take on social media? Can you go without it, or do you need it? Like, how bad is it?
How addicted are you to social media? Leave in the comments the longest stint that you are able to go without social media.
And then
I want to know.
What's everyone's favorite platform too?
Oh yeah.
I want to know. I want to this is a survey now.
Yes. What is your favorite form of social media?
I'm going to be real with you. I think I love Instagram, but I love TikTok, but I really think TikTok is really like messing with my brain. Like it's really messing with my self-esteem. They're just I love women. Everyone knows this, but there's just so many beautiful women. And then I get jealous, and then there's that competitive energy, and I can't separate. I'm struggling to be like, you're awesome. Wow. Go you. And why isn't that me? Why do you have these things that I don't like? They're conflicting now.
It's getting to the point like being like we're pansexual. We've talked about this.
Why are you gonna out me? No, I'm just kidding.
Ma'am, don't! You're gonna get me canceled. Stop. Stop. But being pansexual, like I find women attractive too. And like in the beginning of TikTok, I'd be like, oh my god, yeah, she's hot. I went from wanting to like be around these women to wanting to be like to being interested in these women to now being like, do I want to kiss you or do I want to fight you?
Right. Like either get on my face or get off my FYP. Like pick one.
Right. It's like it's too hard. Like I think I'm addicted to TikTok in spurts, but I would have to say I think my favorite, and I never thought I would say this in my entire life, and I kind of hate that I do, but I think if I had to pick one social media to really stick to and just have to survive only on that. It would probably be Twitter. I hate myself a little bit.
This is unrelated to our topic, but like for my social media job, they're like, we need to get our Twitter engagement up, and it's like, I'm on it, but every time I want to post something, they're like, no, we can't post that. I'm like, but that's how Twitter works. Let me post this meme, please. Anyways,
Do my job,
please. But yeah, I can scroll TikTok for hours, but then it'll be like ha 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 to be like monotonous scrolling to like me in bed like and then like the sad sounds will come on of like Projector Pluto or like Joji, and I'm like, you'll never love me because I'm not white and blonde and blue eyes. Get over yourself, Sue. Take get the fuck out.
calm your tits.
Yeah, honest to God. I think I've had the most, honestly though, I think I've had the most pleasant experience on Twitter because it's all based on like fast community interaction. And like, even if I do see a schmexy lady, I'm like, cool. And it's a fast scroll and then it's whatever. It's gone into the ether. But like with TikTok, that shit lingers. Instagram, it depends on the day. I don't know about you, but like with Instagram, I get huge FOMO.
Oh yeah, I realized I'm not really even on Instagram anymore. Honestly, I'm really not. I'll post for our social, like for the talk socials, but other than that, I don't really be posting my own stuff on Instagram anymore. People probably think I'm dying.
It's hard to keep up with because like it has to be like quality content pictures, and I'm gonna be real with you, I don't have time. I'm not that candid. I really don't like going to like an event or like an event or a public outing and be like, wait, stop, take my picture. No, wait, take it again. I don't like this angle. I don't care that much. I don't. I just want to be in the moment and then out of it and maybe post a story, or you'll hear me bitch about it later.
I want to be done with it.
I don't want to be stuck here taking pictures.
Right?
I don't.
And I used to be the girl who would like, because I'm a photographer by trade.
Because you're hot.
Stop it. But I used to be the one that's always like, guys, we have to take a picture. We have to capture this moment so it lasts forever. We have to post it to social media so that it's evergreen and it's there forever. Like, but now I find myself going to dinners with friends, and I'll realize at the end of the night when I'm going home, like, oh shit, we didn't take a picture.
Oh fuck! How are they gonna know that we? Fuck it, whatever. I love that.
How's anyone gonna know that I left my house today? How's anyone gonna know I wasn't a hermit?
No one's gonna see that I wore clothes that weren't sweatpants. That's so. Oh my god.
I'm in sweatpants right now.
I took my sweatpants off. I got too hot.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, stop. Oh my god. Stop. It'd be like so crazy if like everyone just rated me with compliments. Like I don't need that. Like that would be crazy.
I couldn't handle it.
It would be like way too much. Oh my god. Stop.
Oh my goodness. Stop. And in this moment, like, it'd be so crazy, universe, if everyone like liked and subscribed and like
oh my gosh, that'd be so wild if like everyone, could you imagine, Courtney, if everyone came across our channel, just liked, subscribed, and like, I don't know, shared this VOD or whatever? Like that'd be crazy.
Right?
Like,
that'd be insane if people like all just smashed the bell so they would never miss any of our streams.
That'd be wild. Like, oh my god. You guys really want that notification? That's crazy. Like, oh my god.
Oh my goodness. And like, if you guys happen to check out the Patreon, or like, oh my gosh, even felt like tipping like $1 to the PayPal. What?
It'd be crazy if that was linked again in the chat. That'd be crazy.
That'd be insane. Like,
John, get on that.
John, copy and paste it.
That'd be crazy if he controlled C and then control V. That'd be crazy.
That'd be insane. Like, who would even imagine?
Oh my god. But Courtney, if you wouldn't mind, could you catch up on chat? Because I can't read.
That's fine. Absolutely. First, welcome on in, official MJ. Nice to see you. Welcome to the insanity that is our stream. Welcome to the chaos. So we're just out here talking about the fact that what we see portrayed in social media is very infuriating because, you know, we're two mixed women of color who don't look like what we see on our social media. And it's infuriating because, you know, we should be already confident and comfortable in who we are as people. But, you know, it'd be hard and it'd be kind of stressy. It'd be kind of stressy, right?
Everything hurts. My self-esteem sad.
It's a little stressful, but, you know, we out here.
Oh my God, we're so out here.
We're just...
Wait, time out. Jack said that YouTube was their preferred social media. I'm not gonna lie, Jack. That's out of pocket. What do you mean? What do you mean? No one says Twitch or YouTube as their favorite social media. It's always like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Sometimes Reddit if you're an edgelord. Explain yourself.
You know what's funny though? Jack's not the first person. Like I've had this conversation of like, oh, like what do you spend most of your time on? I know another like person who literally spends their day on YouTube.
Yeah.
I know, right? And I'm like,
I like YouTube for background noise.
I don't even like that.
YouTube's a nice safe place because I get to pick the content that I watch. Kind of like when you like and subscribe to Talk TV. But I like YouTube because I don't get that weird FOMO, and I don't get jealous about other people's looks. I get to pick what I want.
That's fair.
Though.
That's totally fair. I think I don't have so much of the commitment to watching, like sitting, like my son loves YouTube. Loves watching so much different things on YouTube, and it's not even just on his iPad. Like he'll literally have the YouTube up on his iPad. He'll have the YouTube up on the YouTube's up on his iPad on the side while he games on his Xbox. Oh, and there are times I will go in there and be like, turn the iPad off. You don't need it on right now. He's like, oh, I'm just listening. I'm like,
pick one. Pick one.
One.
The attention span is deafening.
Right? And it's like also the fact that the worst part, I tried to test him, like, you're not even watching. What did he just say? And he's like, he's talking about, and he would say it. I'm like, well, you just got lucky.
That's crazy.
YouTube is the best. Welcome on in. I'm going to say Mesa.
Mesa, go to bed. I know exactly who that is, and now we can't curse. Go to bed. Anyways, now I really have to watch what I say. That's just not cool.
Red Lewis saying, but I watch streams while gaming. See, you're another one. Pick one.
Pick one.
Pick one. You cannot game and watch streams at the same time.
Game and watch.
Oh,
that was good.
I like how that sounds. Game and watch.
That's a Nintendo character.
Is it
Mr. Game and Watch?
Oh my gosh! No, wait, that's the little.
Beep, boop, boop, boop.
Like a thing you play.
Yeah, boop, 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 boop.
I didn't know that was a character. I'm sheltered. Don't mind me. I'm sheltered. Don't mind me.
Jack just says, "I just prefer." Please read. Thanks,
I just prefer it. People piss me off on Facebook and Instagram.
That's so valid.
It's true. I avoid Facebook because it's not worth the argument with relatives when they post really stupid stuff.
Yeah, but at least when I go on Facebook, I don't get body envy.
You right?
Yeah,
it's all my relatives.
Could you imagine getting body envy over like your cousins or like your uncle?
My uncle and his beer belly. Yeah,
universe, that'd be crazy.
All right, imagine.
Right,
Imagine having a really hot cousin who also happens to be a model and she's just living her best life.
Stop. That actually makes me mad, not gonna lie. I'm trying to be supportive, but I can't when you look so much better than me.
I can't when I know that you pounded poi when we were kids and you look like that and I look like this.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I had another thought and it escaped me because you made me laugh so hard. You silly goose. Get back in your pond. Oh my gosh. So Courtney, you're a professional photographer. Duh.
Correct.
Right. Have you ever I'm trying to think of how to ask this question without sounding mean. It's not mean towards you, I promise. But I'm assuming you mostly do sports photography though, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, have you ever done things for like models or like whatever? Okay. Can you please just for like a friend, can you kind of share like the tricks of the trade for like how you make those people look better on screen than IRL?
Well, in this instance, I've done a few of like modeling stuff, taking pictures for models, and my friend who, she wanted to actually land a campaign with a very large company, which I can't say because she did, and all this contract stuff. But she asked, she asked me, like, she's like, Court, they're looking for something specific, and I don't have any photos of me like that. Do you mind taking them? I'm like, oh, absolutely. And I love this friend. She's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But
oh no,
she is beautiful. She has amazing boobs, which she's not ashamed to say that she paid for. They look amazing.
Yeah, love that.
And she's she's very fit, very very just I wouldn't say muscular, but just like more just like
toned.
She's not like she's thin, but not like sickly bulky looking. She just looks very good. She's model-esque. And so we're going to take these pictures at this beach, and then she's like, okay, so we needed to take various different types of photos, and of course one ended up being I needed to take topless photos of her, tasteful topless, but it was one of those things like she's not showing that she's not showing nipples or anything, but I saw everything. Granted, she's my friend, I've already seen her naked, it's fine, but in that moment I'm taking the pictures and I'm just like, why I don't look like that?
Hey yo, why you look like that?
Hey yo, why you look like that? But in order to, so the tricks of the trade too. But here's the funny thing. This is actually really humanizing.
Oh,
she's gorgeous, absolutely, head to toe.
Mm-hmm.
She has things of herself that she doesn't really tend to like. She has scars on her body from an accident that she was in, and they're just like two little like scars on her body. And she even asks like, okay, in specific poses, do you mind removing them? And so like in everything, folks, don't fully always believe what you see in pictures, because there are people in this industry, it is our job to make things look perfect. So I photoshopped out her scars. I photoshopped the lighting to look specific so that it would make her skin look specific. I photoshopped like specific, like her makeup wasn't perfect that day, so I had to photoshop that. There are days like we as humans cannot help the days we get breakouts, pimples, all that stuff.
Don't even talk to me about breakouts.
Dude, I'm covered with makeup right now, but I am just a mess of a breakout right now.
Me too. But all fucking here, anyways.
Right? But it is our job to make those look non-existent. So it's a lot of Photoshop and it's a lot of nitpicking here and there. And I'll be real, like I've worked with other photographers who are in the beauty industry and modeling industry, and they tend to make people look thinner than they actually are, because unfortunately, they feel that sometimes it's not always just the client that the portraits are for, that they need it to look a specific way. Sometimes it's even the model themselves asking that they don't feel that they look to the way they want to be, so they'll ask like, hey, can you please scrunch it in a little bit more. And the sad part about that is it all roots from the same fact that social media and society as a whole has made what the standard of beauty is almost unattainable naturally. Yeah. Because it's not real.
I wonder, because we talked a lot about like the female lens. I wonder what it's like for the guy. Because I'm sure I'm like 110% sure that there are things on the guy's end that they see on social media. They're like, man, like I wish I looked like that, or they get that competitive spirit. So I wonder what that's like. I don't know if anyone in chat can like chime in for that, because I can only make my own guesses and hypotheses. But I don't. Sure. I'm gonna be real with you. I really don't know what guys look at on Instagram that aren't like boobies, and that's very like narrow-minded of me.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like, yeah, I'm sure men have, or just they have their own crosses to bear and stuff, that they have their own struggles to go through. But comparatively, their struggles are not as like forced as hard on them. Because now, I mean, think about it this way. There was a whole phase where the dad bod was the trend. Right? Exactly. Yeah. See, right there, the dad bod. And that was a standard of attraction. But I don't ever recall a mom bod being a trend.
That's so valid.
I don't ever recall that. I don't ever recall having that whole social media campaign of mom bods being what was
the
in
thing. Right, with the C-section scars and the oh god, the stretch marks, the fupas. I'm actively for the whole time we've been talking about this, I've been messing with the skin on my stomach. It's literally skin. It's barely fat. It's my fucking organs, and I'm like, yeah. But can you read chat, Courtney?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks. I can't read.
I got you. No, so for Jack, he's making a very good point too when he sees the super ripped guy, you know, with the 6-pack and the arms and stuff, and that affected, you know, that affects people too, like, because, you know, and height. Oh, that's a big one. No, thank you, Jack, for bringing that up. The fact that I've seen so many, this is a slam against women, who are like asking men, like, how tall are you? If you're not 6 feet, I don't want anything to do with you.
That 6 feet. I'm gonna be real with you, Shotty.
That's awful. So first of all, I'm sorry that that's a thing. Like that's really dumb. That it doesn't help us women who are like getting mad when we have men asking us like, how much do you weigh? What's your cup size? What do you you know, like how much, like all that stuff, and we get mad and indignant about that. But yet you got females out here asking men, how tall are you? How big is your feet?
Right.
Like that's not.
They can't change that. We can't change that.
No.
Shirking.
Like any height. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter, but here we are again. Like we say,
here we are.
Social media, standard of beauty, standard of attractiveness. It's difficult. And then I want to point out, Snowy making a good point too, that, you know, that affected me when I first started going as a woman because of that just set standard of beauty, and sometimes I deal with it. Yes, I would like to point out we're very lucky to have, you know, such an inclusive community. We embrace and love all of our trans community members, and that stuff hits them very hard.
Oh yeah, that's
just
the gender euphoria.
Oh yeah, and just all of it is so stressful. Like if you're like, social media makes it so hard, fam. It really does. Oh, and jawline. Oh yeah, jawline too. Like,
time out, not gonna lie, I'm kind of a sucker for a jawline, but I mean, I'm happy with anything. Thank you so much.
First of all, fam, look at them calling themselves kings in there. I love that.
I love it. I love it so much. I love it. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm melting. I'm actually like, I'm having a really difficult time over here, like containing it and making it PG-13-ish.
But you know what? We stand anybody who considers themselves a king, regardless of what height you're at.
5'8" sounds like a good height to me.
I know somebody who's 5'8", and that's a great height. I'm just saying.
Wild. Universe would be crazy. Like I did not need a 5 king universe. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh! Can you imagine? Also, John, thank you saying that talk is for mom bods. Talk is for mom bods. Talk is for dad bods. Talk is for all bods. Talk is for your bods.
Talk is for all bods. I like that. That made me feel warm.
Oh.
Gross. Anyways. But that's really interesting. Like, if we're thinking about like the transgender like perspective on social media, and then like the cis male perspective, because like obviously those are definitely perspectives, but those aren't SuPerspectives that I've like initially like actively thought of, you know, because like anyways,
yes,
back to my train of thought, because like I'll scroll through social media and I'll see all different types of people and be like, like that's hot, that's sexy or whatever, but then obviously when I'm scrolling, I'm not thinking about how that might affect someone else, or like if I'm in the room with someone else and I make that comment, I'm not thinking about how that's going to affect them mentally, because obviously like when it's posted, that content's for me. And it might be geared to me in a way that I might not see as problematic, but it really is, especially to like the people that are in that spectrum. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, because obviously the conventional like attractive like dude is like the chiseled six-pack, or like even like the dad bod, but it's all about like that height and that very like masculine look. But like that's not all that like being an attractive like male presenting like person is all about. Like there's a bunch of different ways that you can be seen as attractive that aren't always highlighted. And I guess we really, again, just as how Courtney and I are talking about like the female perspective, we don't always think about it in other people's perspectives as well.
Yeah, we need other specific.
One more time?
I had a mild stroke. Sorry.
You had a me moment. I love that.
Oh my goodness, it's starting to crawl across the screen and into my side of the planet. But we need more than just the Sue perspective. We need the whole perspective. We need the everyone's perspective.
We just need the perspective.
Yeah, that one. Yep, you got it.
Are you slowing down too, Courtney?
My brain is doing a thing right now. Like my mouth is moving way too fast for my brain to process. Like, fam, I will be real with you. I think I'm starting to come down with a cold, or
No.
like I'm feeling the inklings of getting sick. I'm feeling it a little bit of getting sick. But your girl's, my thought process is, if I have to power through and get through a day of like my day job of work, I will not let it stop me from getting through streaming, which is the thing I actually want to do.
That's valid.
But it's just, yeah, I think, no, not that, Beza. No, absolutely not.
Go to bed.
We're not putting that out into the universe. That is not what I have.
It better not be. This is, sorry, this is so off topic from our original discussion, but, and this is really bad. I would not wish this upon anyone, and this is a very privileged thought. Not gonna lie, sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I would get like a cold or COVID so I could just stay home and not go to work. And they'd have to pay me for it because COVID. It's a very privileged thought, and I don't wish that upon everyone. I just want to put that out there.
She's just thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. Just thinking. It's an intrusive thought.
We have, okay. Can I add, like, in the vein of talking about how like social media and beauty centers, can we talk about how heavily those like affect intrusive thoughts and like sometimes invoke them?
God, yes.
Like I will literally be having a good day and be like totally fine, and then I'll just be scrolling, and then all of a sudden I'd be thinking like, oh my God, the person that I talk to all the time hates me right now because I don't look like this, or oh, like it's like I was perfectly fine, TikTok.
This is bad, but like if someone like, especially someone I'm like interested in, they're like, oh, like their hairstyle's cute, it'll be like, yeah, and then later that day it'd be like, cut your hair like that. Be like, don't do that because I don't have straight white people hair. Cut your hair like that. No, I can't. I can't do it.
You have that full-on meme of like the evil Kermit.
Yeah,
like in the hood. Do it. You're like, no, I can't do it. I literally can't. You should try. I should try. No, I shouldn't try.
I really shouldn't. No, stop. Don't say that. Go ahead, relax your hair. Straighten it. It'll be fine. No, don't do that.
No. You should just like try to like not eat that specific amount of food that day, so that way you can look like that. No.
Or like beauty influence would be like, ooh, check out these vitamins that are not FDA approved. They made me so skinny. Do you know how damaging? Sorry, my brain moves 10,000 miles.
Nope, go for it.
Okay, so here's one thing about social media that I really, really, really don't like. Kids have unlimited access to the internet. Unlimited. Even if it is monitored by a parent, I don't know, they will just find a way. They will just find a way. And I've noticed, have you, Courtney, and please tell me if you noticed this as well. Have you noticed that like girls, specifically like young girls from the ages of like 10 to I want to say 15, look 10 times older than they actually are, especially the way that they dress. And it's because they have access to the internet that makes them feel like, oh, I need to look like this. I need to dress like this to be perceived as pretty because she's pretty. But she's 30.
Yep.
And now they look like adults, and it's gross. It leads to another like can of words that I don't want to get into right now.
Yep.
But like, that's another like thing about like social media where it's like, I don't look like that, so I'm going to change that and look like that. Like, no, please go put your graphic tee back on.
Yes. Wear what you want to wear. Don't feel like you have to wear that because you saw them wearing that.
Right. And then now they're going to buy these non-FDA approved vitamin gummies that are like, it'll make your hair grow, but it's actually probably going to give you cancer.
What doesn't at this point, honestly?
Dead.
But no, in all seriousness, okay. So I have teenage sisters. I have a big age gap between myself and my siblings. I have a 12 and 13-year difference between me and my siblings. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, people thought they were my kids, which was a whole nother problem in and of itself. But watching like my youngest sister grow up in the age of like seeing all of these beauty influencers doing their makeup and stuff and showing them the tips and tricks for how to look this way because this is what the trend is right now. Mm-hmm. And my thing is like, no, you will wear the ugly glitter eyeliner.
You will have the chalky eyeliner.
Yes, you will make your eyebrows look terrible because you messed up. And you will not
blend the foundation to your neck.
Right? Yes, you will not contour correctly because that is the rite of passage.
Right.
You do not.
It like, sucks. They don't have that awkward phase.
No, they're going straight from like adolescent children to like, hi, I'm so well put together. I'm contoured for the gods. I'm serving fish and face. And it's like, no, you're 12.
It doesn't allow for them to experience like, one, I really don't think it lets their brain develop the way that it needs to, especially when in terms of like self-esteem and self-awareness, but it doesn't give them that awkward phase to just make mistakes and be awkward where it's excusable. Because I bet you down the line when they're our age and they start to have that awkward phase, it will not be forgivable.
No.
Because they will be an adult.
Yes, and also, sis, all that makeup you're putting on your face at 12, I guarantee is going to wreck your shit by the time you're 30. Like, fam, I'll be real with you. I tried to follow those same trends and try to do my own eyebrows as a kid. And my mom let me live in my shame. I had hockey sticks for eyebrows for a good majority of my freshman year of high school because my mom wouldn't let me get my eyebrows done. And the trend at the time was not thick, full, bushy eyebrows. It was those thin ones. And your girl is OCD, so she tried to do it and then overdid it. So I literally had hockey sticks for eyebrows, and my mom let me live in my shame because that was my mistake. But now, the bad thing is, I am in my 30s and I have to fill my eyebrows because the shit doesn't grow back in spots.
Girl, me too. I just stopped.
Like, it just doesn't.
No.
So it's stressful.
It's so stressful.
Fam, there was a reason my mom did not let me do makeup at a young age. I thought she was being ridiculous, but now I understand that the things in the makeup over an extended period of time, granted, it's a lot better now than it was when we were younger.
Right.
Like, but way less harmful to the body, but it's still chemicals, and it's still like things that you're putting on your body that wasn't naturally meant to be there. So if you're starting at 12, by the time you're in your 30s, your skin without makeup is going to be bad.
It's going to be really bad. And then you're not going to have the self-esteem to take care of that. But then also, like, it's wild because like guys will be like, ooh, like I like the natural look. Like I like it when girls don't wear the makeup, and then the girls are wearing the makeup natural, but in fact it's actually not natural. And it's just like a big fucking cycle, and I fucking hate it. If that makes sense, anything of what I just said.
I got the gist of the anger.
Okay, cool.
Frustration.
But so like, let me backtrack. So like my sister, thank God, she's 17 and she looks like a 17-year-old. She dresses her age. Thank God. But like, I'll look at her and her friends like pages when we're all sitting together, and I'm like, why y'all friends look like that? Why do they look like my age? Why are they acting like they're my age? I don't even act like that. And like, I'll see, this is the can of worms I didn't want to get into, but we're getting into it. Like grown ass people, like in their DMs, asking them inappropriate things,
sexualizing them.
Yes. they are minors, but they don't look like minors because the internet is telling them not to look like minors. And then it leads to them being sexualized, and it's fucking gross. I don't enjoy it.
And it's hard because of the fact that, as a whole, society has already sexualized young women's bodies.
Disgusting.
We had this
Terrible.
discussion. We had this discussion about how already young girls cannot even wear tank tops and shorts
No.
because, as a society and
Y'all were
social
weird
media,
about it.
they've already made it to a point that young women's bodies are sexualized regardless, and that's really hard. It's really hard when we can't even allow people to express themselves or even be comfortable in their skin because we throw things at them like, you need to wear this much makeup, or oh, you can't wear this, or oh, if you wear this you must want this kind of attention.
Right.
There's no winning, and it's like, how do we combat that? How do we fix that? How do we fix years of that mental training? Like, how do we fix it?
Yeah. What do we do with that? Like it absolutely baffles me. Like, I was at the gym with my guy friend who is a mature adult, and this girl came up to him, like chatting him up, whatever, flirting, and she was like, oh, like, what school do you go to? And he said the college that he attends, and she was like, oh, like, I'm in middle school. Whoa, back up, back the tracks. First off, where's your parent? Second off, no, bad. But she looked like an adult. That was the thing. I'm so thankful that my friend like did not like initiate conversation or was trying to like be all about that business. He was just trying to do his thing, because that would have been a whole other can of worms. But no, that's like, why y'all look like that?
Why you look like that? Because
Why
the society standard of beauty and the standards that these we place just
yeah, like, speaking of, like, fuck social media. Euphoria. Listen, I love Euphoria as a show, but those are, in just media in general, you'll see it in Riverdale, Glee, Euphoria. What's another popular one? Gossip Girl. Like, all those like high school. Those are grown ass people.
Never Have I Ever. Oh, that's a good one. I do like that show, but it still portrays certain aspects of like, this is what teenagers do, and they're all in their 20s.
They're or their 30s. Like, they shave before they get on set. Most preteens don't need to do that. And like even now, like, kids aren't watching things like Disney Channel or Nickelodeon, where it's stuff made for kids, and they look like kids, you know, and their layers and their scarves and whatever, and their
Watch Bluey.
I love Bluey. But like, kids aren't watching that now. They're watching things like Euphoria and like, oh, like, it's so cool to get high and like commit crime and have the sexy times at the ripe age of 14. No, it's not. You're supposed to be going to the 7-Eleven, drinking a Slurpee, and then rushing out because you can't afford to buy it. Like, some dumb stuff like that. No.
It's like, I just want to point out, like, you know, we need to stop forcing with these shows. We need to stop forcing the narrative that you need to have sex at this age to be cool.
Right. You need to be contouring to the gods to be sexy. Like,
let them get there on their own. Let them find that themselves. Like, you know, we don't kink shame here. We don't, you know, promote any kind of like, you know, negativity when it comes to, you know, sexuality and your body and all that good stuff. But let them find that on their own. Don't tell them how they're supposed to do it or when they're supposed to do it. Just the fact that social media pushes all of that, and then at the same token, in one breath, they're telling you have to be doing this at this age in this way at this time, and then in the other token, they do that, and then they're like, oh nope, now that's wrong because now you're not being a good. They bring religion into it, and they say, oh, you're being a bad Christian and all this kind of stuff. So there's like there's no winning on either side of the spectrum. So it's like, how do we fix that? Like, that's why I'm trying to teach my son to be, you know, open with speaking about, you know, how he feels and all that good stuff, because I don't want him to grow up bottling all his feelings in and not able to properly communicate what he's thinking and what he's feeling, because social media. I don't want him to follow the social media stereotype of, I don't want him to fall into the trap of boys will be boys when it comes to negative behavior. But I also don't want him to fall into the trap of boys can't be emotional, boys can't show feelings, boys can't cry.
Right.
And it's just like,
It's bad.
it's hard out here, fam.
It is hard.
So I think the thing that I want everyone who watches this video to take away from is we ultimately have the power for social media.
Yes.
We're the ones who consume it. We're the ones who keep it in power. We're the ones who keep it going.
Yeah.
So ultimately, it's up to us to fix how things are portrayed.
Yeah.
And there's more of us than there is of them. And the only way we fix that is if enough of us make noise and try to be the change and try to invoke the change that's necessary.
Yeah. And it's definitely like one of those things where you can't trust that someone else will do it for you.
Nope.
That's not how this kind of thing works. It's definitely like if you hear something, say something. If you see something, say something. All that good fun stuff. Especially because like I want to say a lot of the users on social media are kids, people that are underage. They don't know any better. They don't know that the things that they're consuming are not for them. They don't know that the way that they're behaving, it's definitely not how a kid should be acting. And then there's also like going back to our original like topic and conversation, like there's a lot of people out there that don't know that that's not how you have to look. That's not how you have to be perceived. That's not how you have to act. Like it's just one small facet of the million different options out there, So like this topic can range from like the lighter side of things, from like, oh, like you don't have to look like that, to the more harsher side of things of like this stuff can get you in some serious danger and some serious trouble depending on how you're looking at it. But I feel like if you're a user of social media and you see something that's kind of fishy, or you see behavior that's like not Gucci or not cool, that might be time for you to report it. And reporting is anonymous, and hopefully Instagram or other authorities will take care of it. But like, yeah, if you see something that's not conducive to a safe environment for really anyone, speak up, say something. No one's gonna be like, I would rather, like, if I posted something that was like kind of off the money and I didn't intend to, I'd rather someone speak up about it than let it harm someone else. That's just me.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, with that heavy note, I don't want to leave y'all here be like, oh boy, that was heavy. So let's close this out with a rosebud and a thorn. Courtney, do you remember how that goes?
One more time.
The rosebud and the thorn. So you're going to say three things. Your rose is going to be something good that happened. Okay. Your bud is going to be something that you're looking forward to. And your thorn, it will be something that's like kind of like that happened.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can go first if you'd like.
Sure. Okay. So my rose, something good that happened this week, I would have to say, was definitely being able to we're finally able to really keep this cat. It's looking more and more like we're gonna get to keep this cat. So the rose is that this cat is now a
Binks
permanent fixture. Binks is here to stay.
Yes.
We're keeping him. So now I just have to go through the process of, scheduling his appointments for the vet to get him checked out, spayed, neutered, all that good stuff. Get him chipped so that way if he does escape, he'll be safe. But funny thing is, like, when we were letting him we were doing the trick-or-treating and everything, the door was open and he was there just kind of investigating. I figured, I'm like, okay, well, this is kind of going to be the true test. We're like, yeah, we've had him in here, but let's see if he actually wants to go back outside and be like, what if he wants to be on the streets? Like, what if he's like, yeah, he's happy to be fed, but what if he is made for the streets? He was not made for the streets. He saw the outside. He's like, nope. Like, even I was trying to hold him outside for a little bit while we were passing out candy. And he was like actively like trying to like, you saw him when I was sitting here. Yeah. He didn't move. I'm holding him outside while trick-or-treating. This boy was not having it. He was like he was not comfy. And so I put him down thinking like, okay, if you run out, you run out.
Right.
He literally ran through the door, up the stairs to get into the house. I was like,
Oh my
okay, well,
God.
I guess he definitely doesn't want to be out. He wants
Got
to,
it.
He wants to be home.
He said,
that was
no.
Yep. So for the roses, Binks is definitely here to stay. My bud, what I'm looking forward to is actually in about 2 weeks, I will be traveling to LA. Me and my best friend Maddie, we're traveling together. We're gonna go and see our other best friend Malia, who gave birth to her baby.
Aww.
And we're gonna go visit and see them for a little bit and hang out. And I'm actually gonna see my cousin, and so I'm really, really excited for that. And I'm excited to this is actually a trip that this is not a work trip.
Yay.
So this is a nice little enjoyable trip and hangout trip. And of course I'll go get to see John too, so I'm really excited to go see John and hang out with John and stuff. So it'll be fun. I'm really, really excited for that. And then my thorn. My thorn. I would have to say my thorn would be just the part of me is having to endure some just work drama that I'm just kind of meh about, and adding that, normally I can handle it with no problem. I just go into work, do what I gotta do, and get out. But because I can feel the little inklings of me slightly getting sick, possibly, knock on wood, hopefully I can kick it before it even gets started.
Right.
It's kind of making me a little upsetty.
Yeah.
So just the thorn of hey, I have fun things coming up, body. Get your shit together. We got plans.
I love that.
So that's my thorn.
Yay. For me, I guess I'll start with my thorn. My thorn is also work. I'm getting pulled into 4 different meetings tomorrow. Not excited, but it's fine. My bud, I'm actually going to New York this weekend. I'm very excited. I'm going to see Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah,
I'm so excited because my friend was like, we're going, and I was like, oh my God, that's literally one of my favorite musicals. You're gonna have so much fun. And they got me a ticket, and I was like, so I'm very excited. It's gonna be a great trip. And then my rose is I got to be here today.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, that's my rose. So yeah. Well, guys, it looks like we're basically at time, right, Courtney?
Yeah, we pow.
We pow. Okay, cool. Well, guys, thank you again so much for coming out and having a great time. Hi, Mesa. Thanks for stopping in. I'm gonna have to talk to your mom about this. No, just kidding. But guys, thank you again so much. If you can spare the $5 a month, go ahead and subscribe to our Patreon. Again, it keeps the lights on. It feeds all of us. And hey, Binks, that's an expensive cat, and I'm sure Courtney would greatly appreciate that support.
Yes.
But yeah, are we on YouTube today or tomorrow, or are we on? Okay.
Oh, tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's a good question. We have to figure that out. So stay tuned to our socials. If you're in our Discord, we definitely post things there. If you're following us on Twitter, my favorite, Twitter. Follow us on Twitter and stuff to get all of the live up-to-date notifications on what's happening, where we're going to be.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm SuPerspective. This is Courtney, and thanks so much. We'll see you guys later, same time, maybe same place. Bye. I don't know.